Jaylin, you and JD are, I guess, the first pair of teammates to be first team All SEC by the coaches since Corliss and Scotty back in '95. Being an Arkansas guy, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, that's crazy. Just growing up hearing those names, like that's a household name here in Arkansas. You hear about what they did for the state of Arkansas, what they did for their team, and the amount of like the rep that they have here in Arkansas is crazy. Just being mentioned in the same category as those two guys, and it's incredible.
And not just being first team All SEC, but you landed on the All Defensive Team as well. Does that have a little extra meaning for you that you're recognized on that end of the floor as well?
Yeah, for sure. Defense. I've always taken pride in my defense. Defense is one of the funnest parts of the game to me, and I love playing defense. I love leaving it all out on the floor for my teammates. So that was incredible too.
Christina.
Jaylin, I just wondered if you feel like it's gotten harder to get some of these charge calls the more it's kind of publicized that you have taken all these charges and people start to take notice.
I wouldn't say it's gotten harder, but a lot of guys are looking for me to take charges now than what they were at the beginning of the season. So when they're driving at the basket, they see me down there. A lot of times the guys won't even drive at me, or they'll try to shoot a mid-range shot or do a floater. So I wouldn't say it's gotten harder, but the guys have definitely got smarter and knowing that I'm taking those charges.
Nate.
Yeah, Jaylin, just as far as who you're going to play, I mean, you played all three of these teams. Anything off those games that you take into this one, and you have, kind of strange having three different game plans going into a game?
Yeah, so of course we gotten better from every game, and every game we know we have something that we can work on, and we're kind of just trying to put everything together right now. No matter who our opponent is, we want to come into this game with a great mindset, great energy, great defense. We want to play better as a defensive team and on the offensive side of the ball. So we've been working on little things from every team, and I'm just ready to play. We're ready to see who we play against.
JD mentioned that if it's LSU that you felt you all got violated on the boards the way LSU dominated rebounding. Is that kind of an extra incentive if you play them?
Yeah, for sure. They beat us on the boards by a lot last game. I'm pretty sure they had 22 offensive rebounds, and that's something that can't happen again if we end up playing against them. But of course, yeah, we got beat bad on the rebound.
Thank you.
Bob.
Hey, Jaylin, congrats. I think everybody knew, obviously the way you finished last year, you were a good player, but you weren't on any preseason teams. Hadn't played a whole lot. I mean, how satisfying is it to you that as a sophomore, you're all SEC, media and coaches both?
It's a great feeling, of course, but to me, it's always been about winning. And of course, I'm honored to win these accolades and be able to share with my teammate JD. But of course, the biggest thing to me is winning. I want to get a ring regardless of what it is. That's my goal, is to get a ring.
And then, you obviously were passing real well to start the year. Everybody knew you could rebound and maybe not take this many charges, but we knew you could take charges. But your offensive game, I mean, you just seem more aggressive and, you're looking for your shot more, not, still being unselfish. But how would you say your offensive game has evolved from, say, early in the season to where you are now?
Really the confidence. I built a lot of confidence in myself to take those shots that I wasn't taking at the beginning of the year. And also I feel like it has a lot to do with my teammates, JD, the guards, whoever it is, just getting me great looks. And I'm taking those looks when I get them. And coaches also put me in the position to score. So really, I'm just getting in the position to score. And this time I'm not looking to pass every time. I'm looking to sometimes score.
And JD, just what really impressed you? He obviously does a lot of things for you guys, fills up the box score in a lot of ways. But what about JD's season really impressed you?
I don't know. Everything about JD's season. We all knew he was a great offensive guy. We knew he was a great teammate. We knew he was a great leader. We knew he could play great defense. And so really everything that he's been doing, it's been great, but I can't say it's been a shock to me. So we all knew JD was this great player. We all knew what JD could do, and to see everybody else saying what he could do is great.
Okay, I might have a couple more. I'll turn it back to Mike. Thanks, Jaylin.
Curtis.
Jaylin, we've talked a lot about how difficult the schedule has been for you guys the last few weeks. It's almost like you've been playing tournament games, for the last 7 or 8 games here. I'm just curious, how do you feel like that stretch has prepared you guys as you turn the page to postseason?
Yeah, it was a big stretch. I'm pretty sure everybody thought that we were gonna do pretty bad throughout, and we stayed connected as a team. We stayed believing in each other, and we proved a lot of people wrong. But that's also been our mindset throughout the whole year, was trying to prove everybody wrong. That last game was just as important as our first game of the year. We're learning stuff every single game, and through wins and losses, we try to get better. We try to figure out what we did wrong, what we can do better, and we just try to continue to get better as a team. And that's what I feel like we're going to continue to do for the rest of the season.
Then obviously you were part of a pretty special postseason run last year. As you've turned to that now, I'm just curious, what were some of the lessons learned from that, and maybe some experiences that you can carry over into this time?
Lessons I learned from last year was to leave it all out on the court. Never know when your last game is with a teammate, so might as well go out having fun, go out with a win, and try to do as best as you can while you're on the court. So, of course, I want to win this year. I want to do better than what we did last year. So I'm pretty sure everybody down there in that locker room is thinking the same thing.
Thank you.
Scotty.
Yeah, Jaylin, just from a full team perspective, what are you proudest of that this team got done, or what did you find most enjoyable about maybe playing with this group and leading this group?
The proudest thing I would say is how we still believed in each other once we felt like everybody else didn't. When we were down, or we were 0-3 at the beginning of the conference, nobody in here was shook. We all believed in each other. We all believed that we could turn this thing around. We still went into every game believing that we were the best team on the court, and just to see the guys in the locker room, lacing up my shoes with those guys in the locker room, putting on the jersey, just seeing them ready to go reward me every single game, it's a great feeling. It's like they're my brothers. Like, we go out there every game, we're ready to go leave it all out on the court, play defense, offense, whatever it is, and just us being able to turn around our season and continue to show our fight. That's the most incredible thing about it.
I know you're super team first, just really care about winning first and foremost, but what about you individually? Is there anything that you're, maybe happier about than maybe some of the other things you did?
I'm happy that I'm able to help us win, of course. And yeah, so that's just, I'm happy that I'm able to do more for the team this year. Of course, I'm playing my role, and I'm happy that I'm able to do what my teammates need for us to win.
The last thing to stick with me here is, this might be a little out of left field, but Bob asked JD a few minutes ago some of the ways that you guys, keep things fun throughout the grind of a season. And I think after the Kentucky game, JD said that you guys have been kind of picking at him about not getting a dunk in a game before he finally got one. I'm curious if there's like any other, running jokes that you guys kind of have among each other, maybe PG-13, that you could share.
Yeah, that morning before the game, we were actually making fun of JD about not dunking it, and how he has all this bounce and he can do all these between the legs, windmills, and he'll never dunk in a game. Then he dunked it. But we'll say stuff like, they'll say stuff to me about double-doubles, or we'll say stuff about Stan, about how we want him to get a certain amount of threes, or locking somebody up. We just keep on pushing each other, and it's fun playing with those guys, just knowing that we're out there having fun with each other. Like, we'll say to Monty, like, Monty, you're a bull. Like, you're a bull out there. You just go crazy when you go out there, and just see him going out there and do it. That's just kind of how we are. We just keep pushing each other while we're having fun with it.
Bob, final question, Bob.
Yeah, Jaylin, kind of off that, yeah, Eric was talking on his radio show the other night that when he was in Nevada, they were ranked in the top 10. I think they got to 6th or something, and they won, I don't know, 15, 16 or whatever to start. But he said they weren't having fun. They were so uptight. I guess felt a lot of pressure. And sounds like he didn't want you guys to feel that way with this run you've been on, 14-2, which is pretty incredible. Do you get a sense that he's, not that he isn't intense and that you guys don't work hard, but I think, having fun in film sessions, and like you were just talking about, do you feel like Eric's done a good job of keeping you guys loose and keeping it fun while obviously putting in the work,
Yeah, for sure. I think Coach does a good job of that, joking around with us in practice. He might throw in a joke randomly, or during the film, he might say something that's funny and have the whole team laugh, or even during our pregame meals. And actually, when we were on our like our little bad streak, I went to one of our coaches on staff and I was like, hey, like, I think that we should bring back Coach Muss doing the funny things before the game just to take pressure off of us. Like, the locker room isn't so serious before the game, and we were still doing it. We were just doing as much, like he wasn't bringing in pizza boxes and doing crazy stuff like that, how he has been recently. But we kind of just talked about that, and he just does good jobs of doing things like that to where we're not going into the game so uptight and nervous about the game, and that's what he's really good at that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay Will. Appreciate your time.
Yeah.